Hello everybody, hope you're doing well on this fine Friday, third video now. Now, what am I doing? Well, I sat down at 6 p.m. UK time. Me and Em were just watching a bit of TV, contemplating life. We had a lovely takeaway, a lovely kebab, beautiful pita bread with it. Oh, it's delightful. And we were just talking about, life and things like that, and how I'll be posting some sponsored content of games that people will probably go, why are you playing that? And the simple answer is, well, I've got bills to pay, a mortgage to pay, and ad revenue on in January and on YouTube is pretty pathetic. But enough about my sob story, hey? Life goes on, but we've got to be serious, okay? Talk about things happening in MCOC, like the fact that turns out Quicksilver is now going to be a science-based champion. Yes, let's face it, this voting for the choice, summoner's choice, is pretty predictable. Yeah, it's been pretty predictable, which has been incredibly boring for me to follow. I like things when they've got a bit of spice. Something's been completely thrown out there, underdog story, all that stuff. Unfortunately, it's just a case of like, man, it is what it is, and it's going to be the way it is. But there have been some stuff that has spiced up, that has slightly got me more interested with the summoner's choice. In particular, how the voting works. If you've seen how the voting works, is you're voting for, like, it seems to be the two popular, or kind of like pitting one against the other, which I think is great and can really spice things up. Unfortunately, I don't think that, and how the voting looks like here, that your Quicksilver versus Beta Ray Bill, got to be honest, I think it'll be tight, but I think it's going to be slightly edged with Quicksilver. But here's the thing, the biggest twist in the situation is that we've got Quicksilver as a science champion, which I do find kind of odd, but I get it, okay. And this is like, you ask the questions like, well, is he a science? Is this right that he's a science? If there's going to be some people that are going to be comic book Andes that are going to come out the woodwork and go, I think you'll find it's actually meant to be science, then yes, I do get that, and I totally understand, and I do agree, especially with the fact that we look at certain situations of the High Evolutionary. If you follow the stories of Wanda and Pietro Maximoff, then you'll know that there's a good kind of link to the High Evolutionary. In particular, with like this info right here, that he was kidnapped from Serbia, brought to Wundergone Mountain, the base of the High Evolutionary. For years, him and his twin sister Wanda believed they were the children of Romany couple, blah, 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 maternal uncle. The High Evolutionary supposedly abducted the twins when they were babies and experimented on them. Science. I should do that in more kind of science. Like that. In any case, right, science. So, once he was disgusted with the results, he gets disgusted quite a bit. He returned to the Maximoff's custody, disguised as regular mutants. So this is where things get a little bit kind of like, oh, I get it now. That's where the science element comes in. I did see, I think it was Cam and a few other people mentioning about, well, this could be something set by Marvel. Because at the end of the day, it may not be a case that Kabam have it in her hands to make a mutant version of Quicksilver. And that's really kind of something that if you look to the likes of, Marvel Future Fight has types of being this. So Quicksilver is a speed type. And if you don't know Marvel Future Fight, there's various different types or classes, so to speak, from Universal, Blast, Speed, Combat. Makes sense, doesn't it? But there's no kind of like, determinable genealogy based on it. I don't know if the correct way of kind of describing the way that MCOC. I love the way MCOC does it versus like other games because it just makes more sense. Mutant, science, tech, skill, mystic, cosmic, makes total sense. There's a few odds and ends there, but I've got to be honest, compared with other games, they got it pretty much locked down. The same thing we said with Marvel Super War, which, by the way, is weird to see like this mobber is still going versus Marvel Realm, which isn't. But in any case, look, nothing's really mentioned about the character being a mutant or anything in his kind of like his class is assassin. Okay, so he's an assassin class, not a mutant class or anything like that. And not to say that the game has to go in any direction to say like, okay, here's the mutant class, is this class. It's just a case of like, nothing is hugely mentioned about it, which does make me think that the way that Marvel operate is that they will definitely set the boundaries of going, look, because of because of the element of how he started, right? They can't go anymore to say it's going to be this or it's going to be that. It's best to say the High Evolutionary. So this geezer right here, he refers to them as his failed experiments, is the cause. But it does give me some kind of like hope, but it does change the way that I'm voting. So the hope side of things is looking at the fact that we could at some point get the High Evolutionary. If the High Evolutionary is put into game, it expands out lots of different things, and as well could create some synergies, which would be, relatively fun. Could even expand classic Scarlet Witch. Okay, could expand classic Scarlet Witch, which again is and could be good news. But it does leave me a bit of disappointment. Okay, and the disappointment is not having the availability for a Horseman synergy, or not Horseman synergy, but allowing the Horseman ability, the crossfight ability, to be placed on somebody like Quicksilver, or have a link to other mutant-based synergies. So that's really like my thing for me, like why I feel it's kind of like a bit disappointing. Not hugely disappointing that I'm going to go like, oh, go cry. It's just one of these things where I go, there could be a bit more that we could have access to make something that, fingers crossed, is going to be a god tier champion, but is made with more because of the Horseman synergy. A champion that you can put on like a nice mutant team that you can create, but then it does give more advantages to go, okay, well, are some mutants and Quicksilver able to create something together? I'd love to say that we could create, so if Magneto could be changed to have like a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants synergy, which then could adapt, like, I don't know, anybody that was in that hashtag into being strong. We got Toad. We're going to get, well, let's face it, more likely to get Quicksilver. We got Magneto, and we got a few others as well. And that's what I would like to see. I'd like to see like a bit more from Kabam to kind of improve, say, Magneto for expanding synergies. But you never know what's around the corner. So I am very conflicted about this, and it has made me kind of question who I'm voting for. I probably will end up putting more emphasis on voting for Beta Ray Bill over Quicksilver, and that's just mainly because I just not, as I said, like, this isn't like I'm annoyed about this. It's just a case of going like, it's just a slight disappointment to see that this has been the way they're going to go. But I get it. I do. I think a lot of us get it in any case. But it's just that one of these things, isn't it? And the voting, man, the voting is going to spice things up. As I said, like the voting side of things is seeing some of the favourites go up against one another. It's kind of like, oh, okay, that's the way they're going to go with it. And the voting as well, unofficially, the voting is going relatively all right. I mean, look right here. We've got a live vote going on at the moment on the forums, which showcases it's going to be a case that Quicksilver is going to do well. Is it going to slightly edge it? I think it will. I think it'll slightly edge it against stuff. And I've seen like the same thing on Marvel Trucos. Marvel Trucos has done something similar, and on it or hers, whoever is going to be monitoring that account. The fact is, it is like 10% difference on who on the vote there with those two. So yeah, it's definitely been a time. I must admit, definitely been a time with this. And yeah, I don't know what everyone else's thoughts. It'd be interesting to see in the comment section about people's feeling towards both characters, Beta Ray Bill, and well, I know that they want them, but like the way that the voting has gone has been slightly kind of different. But this is the spice I was hoping for. Like, look here, like, this is from the Marvel Trucos vote at the moment, 873 votes, and it's gone 40% Quicksilver and 31.5% Beta Ray Bill, 17% Agatha Harkness, and 10% on Baron Zemo. It does mean that the final will probably be something like Agatha Harkness or like, I don't know. The thing is, I've been seeing some Baron Zemo votes. I have, in certain places. This doesn't really kind of showcase it, but it could be a case of like Quicksilver versus Agatha Harkness, which is a very weird kind of situation to be in by association. So yeah, that could definitely be a thing right there with that. But yeah, it's just like it's a funny voting situation, to be brutally honest. In any case, tonight, everybody, I will be live streaming a bit of Fall Guys. I'll be playing a little bit of MCOC and planning next week, which should be something along the lines of trying to figure out which days next week I'm going to be doing Variant 8, which day I'm going to be doing a Karina's Challenge, which day I'll be in Act 7.2, and get back on the grind, because that's the plan, just get back on the grind and all that stuff. But that's been a video. What's your thoughts in the comment section? Check out some other content, which will be located, boom, on screen right now. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whenever that will be. And there should be another sponsored video today as well. So see you later on. Cheers, everybody. Bye.